Welcome to your first Warhammer 40k battle report on Ink Drink Respawn. This is an 11th edition battle report between the Forces of Chaos and the Genestealer Cultists. This is actually going to be a ramshackle auto insurance practice match. So let's go ahead and take a look at the armies. The first army we got here is my Genestealer Cults. We have 1 Sanctus, 2 Reductus Saboteurs, a Kellermorph, a Jackal Alphys, 20 Neophyte Hybrids with Benefictus, 20 Neophyte Hybrids with Benefictus,
with Baby Fictus,
20 Neophyte Hybrids with a Primus. Each of those squads is equipped with 2 mining lasers, 2 seismic cannons, 2 Webbers, and 2 grenade launchers. We have 2 Achilles Ridge Runners in separate units. They both have the heavy mortar. We have 10 Acolyte Hybrids with hand flamers and a Acolyte Banner Ward, Icon Ward. We have a squad of 5 Genestealers, a squad of 10 Genestealers, and a squad of 10 Genestealers with Primus. All 3 have the Star Child enhancement, which makes them +1 toughness, +1 strength, +1 armor save. I am doing the PXH build, which is Pure Strains, Xenocult Masses, and Heroes of the Rebellion or Uprising. They are the 3 1DP detachments for Genestealer Cults. And on to Dylan's Forces of Chaos.
On to the good guys. We have Fellhammer Siege Host, and along with Devotees of Destruction, Fellhammer Siege Host is going to give me if the strength of one of Ron's range attacks is greater than my toughness, a -1 to wound. Only in the shooting phase though. On top of that, Devotees of Instructions, my Havocs and Obliterators, which I have 1 squad of, their weapons gain the heavy keyword. Models in the Force, though, we have Vastor the Archifame, or as I would say, Perturabo the Archifame, is going to be my Warlord today. Over on to his right, we have Heron Blackheart leading a squad of Chosen. Behind them, we have 1 squad of Red Corsairs, going to be infiltrating up the board today. Next to them, we have 2 Chaos Vindicators, Combi Weapons, Havoc Launchers, and of course, Demolisher Cannons. Up front, we have 2 squads of 10-man cultists, going to be helping me out a little bit. Behind them, we have 1 Chaos Land Raider, 2 Las Cannons, a Havoc Launcher, a Heavy Bolter, a Combi Weapon. Next to them, we have 3 squads of Plague Marines, little 5-mans with heavy weapons mixed in there. Up top in Deep Strike, we're going to have 1 squad of Mutilators. And then we have Karok Moore leading a squad of Obliterators, also in Deep Strike.
For deployment for the Genestealer Cults, I happen to have rolled higher on the Attacker Defender. I chose Defender. And let's move on to what I've got remaining in Deep Strike, because we know the Genestealer Cults like to be tricky bastards. Our Kellermorph, 1, 2, 3 squads of our Neophyte Hybrids, and our squad of Flamer Acolytes. Going to what I actually put on the table, we have 10 Pure Strains, a Reductus Saboteur, Achilles Ridge Runner, Jackal Alphys, Achilles Ridge Runner, 5 Acolyte Hybrids with auto pistols. We have our full squad of Pure Strains with the Patriarch. We have the squad of 5-man infiltrating, and we have 1 more Reductus Saboteur. And because I like to flex, here is the Sanctus.
The good guys, the Forces of Chaos, we deployed all along our line. We have squad of Cultists, Heron Blackheart with his Chosen, a unit of 5 Plague Marines, the Land Raider with 2 squads of Plague Marines, the Chaos Vindicator, Vastor the Archaeophane, aka Perturabo, Holding the home field, a squad of 10 cultists. And over on my right flank, we have one Chaos Vindicator, and then we have the Red Corsairs who have infiltrated up just a little bit. Don't mind the front guy. He's lost an arm. I'm sure he will not lose more in this battle. Going over to Ron. Oh, and then into our Deep Strikes and Reserves, we have Karok Moore in Deep Strike along with the Mutilators. Ron has also informed me that his little stabby guy has marked him for death.
Because I have a Primus in my army, I can redeploy 3 units at the beginning of the game. My Sanctus is going back into Deep Strike. Honestly, that's all I'm doing.
Shall we do this?
Yep.
Roll live.
Okay, we're doing it live.
Alright, here we go. A 4, a 2. Looks like Chaos Space Marines, turn 1. The end of movement phase, turn 1 for the Chaos Space Marines. The Vindicator has driven up. We have gained a little bit of line of sight on some Genestealers Ron has in the far corner, so we'll get some shots there. Most everything else is just simply moved up. They shuffled around a little bit. The Red Corsairs, Astor has moved up. The other Vindicator has also moved up. The Land Raider has driven straight forward, tiptoed into the train, got a little bit more OC on there. Heron Blackheart has ran up. Perhaps we'll attempt a charge, perhaps we will not. We'll see what the dice foretell. The Cultists screening out a little bit in the back, making things a little hard for the Deep Strike, putting some OC on the objective. And of course, some of the other finest Cultists holding my backfield. I am drawing no cards, for I have picked fixed secondaries. Assassination and a Grievous Blow. Assassination, I get points for killing Ron's characters. Grievous Blow, I will gain some more points for killing squads of 13 plus models, which is only going to be Ron's neophytes, which will be a chore in itself. End of the shooting phase and attempted charges. We have the Vindicator getting some shots off in the Genestealers. We ended up taking out 5 of them, which, you know what, I'm happy for any damage I can get turn 1. Over here on Heron's units, he attempted the charge through the wall, only rolled a 4, so we will not be engaging these Genestealers this turn, and I'm just happy where the Land Raider is. Wouldn't want to try charging with them. On that, we did score 4 primary points for controlling 2 objectives outside my home field that I did not control at the start. So 4 primary points gained for me, going over into Ron's.
Genestealer movement phase. After much deliberation, after fucking up my deployment on that 1 unit of Genestealers, who then took a battle shock, so they are shooketh, I have very seriously contemplated movement here. So what I did is I moved said shooketh unit of Genestealers up to there. I moved my Reductus Saboteur up to there, and she is using the Death Trap action, which is our mission. I moved my Jackal Alphas just a couple inches to get line of sight on that. They stayed put. He moved back because that Vindicator could see him. I rolled a charge roll with these guys. It didn't get me, or advance roll, it didn't get me what I wanted, so they stayed put. I moved her behind that green piece of terrain. She is currently trapping this thing and is currently out of line of sight of that Land Raider. We moved these 5 Genestealers up to here, advancing. They are not shooketh, because that is an actual full strength unit. My shooting phase was incredibly uneventful. Both of my Achilles launched their shells into that tank, hitting it, but unsuccessfully damaging it. That being said, it is going to be -1 AP, or armor this turn. My Reductus Saboteurs both did actions. My charging phase was semi-eventful. My Genestealers landed the charge into these 10 cultists and handily cleaned them up. I was able to pile in towards the objective 3 inches, which got me out of most shooting. I don't think they're completely in the clear, especially if Huron wants to get fancy and charge the shit out of them. I did end up scoring 7 points for primary though, because we have 2 for that being trapped, 2 for that being trapped, an additional 3 for it being an objective.
Enter the movement phase for Chaos Space Marines, turn 2. Things have developed. In my command phase, we ended up scoring 12 primary points for owning 3 objectives and having one of those objectives be out within Ron's territory. Other than that, this is how all the movement has panned out. Everything has moved up. Chaos Land Raider has moved over. We have dismounted. Oh, we're doing the movement phase, baby. All the Plague Marines have gotten out. We've had Karak Moore deep strike into the back outside of 8 inches of the Saboteur. It's not getting bombed, and hopefully we'll be burning her out and killing that Ridge Runner in the process. Into the backfield, things have developed. Ron has rapid engraft a Kellamorph and is now eyeballing my home objective. Over onto the left flank, the Plague Marines have moved up. Heron Blackheart has advanced forward. I was hoping to charge, an easy charge against the Genestealers that were against this wall. Ron spent 1 CP, did a reactive move, and they came over in this direction, so losing some line of sight. And of course, eyeing up these Genestealer Cults over here, we have 1 Vindicator who has eyes on them. They will have the benefit of cover, but currently they are not hidden. So turn 2, see how this goes. End of Chaos Space Marines, turn 2. After the shooting phase and charges, Red Corsairs charged the Genestealers, managed to kill, I believe, only 2, and then on the clapback, we lost 1 Red Corsair. Karak Moore flamed the Saboteur, and the Obliterators ended up taking out the Achilles Ridge Runner that was right there. Doing a little bit of shooting here, and a little bit of shooting between this Vindicator, down into those Genestealers, we ended up taking 3 of those out. And over onto this flank, the Cultists, I tried to charge the Kellamorph, failed, and Heron Blackheart made a good charge into the Genestealers, ended up not killing them though, and we lost a Chosen in the process. Score-wise, I will score an additional 6 points for killing 2 characters that were under 4 wounds. So 6 points there, and we'll take it over into the next turn.
Genestealer Cults round 2. We are ready for the movement phase. I've already done a whole bunch of stuff, but let me show you my cards first. We've got Bring It Down, Outflank, Cleanse, and Center Ground. I had Cleanse and Center Ground first round. Didn't do anything with them because I couldn't. I needed to get primary. Now, we are going to go to the movement. The Patriarch Brick moved up to there. The Alphys moved up to there. I brought in a 20 brick with Benny right here. Another 20 brick of Neophytes with Benny right there. Another 20 brick of Neophytes. This one has a Primus. I moved Kelly up to here. And now let's see if I can blast some stuff. If I don't, I'm in trouble. So let's see what's gonna happen.
Come here, baby.
Hey there, Genestealer Cults fans. I fucked up. I fucked up. So I brought all my guys in and started to shoot some things. My Jackal Alphys failed to wound, or failed to hit the target there, so no rerolls right there. He did happen to land his minus AP on that noticeably still alive Land Raider. Basically what happened is I dropped these guys in, they shot there, taking 1 out, and that's it, just taking 1 out. My unit here honestly landed some decent wounds. He made a ton of those 5-up Feel No Pains that he spent a command point for. I only got that thing down to 14 wounds. These guys then proceeded to shoot everything into a squad of Plague Marines. A 5-man squad of Plague Marines. For those who aren't great at counting, there are 4 there. They didn't do a damn thing. My Kellamorph shot and then went into this squad. I killed 5 in the shooting and then remembered Kellamorph is not good at melee. So he took a pounding down to 1 wound. And with that, oh, and then in my charge phase, I brought him over here to land a charge here, which he failed twice with the rerolls. So yeah, friends, I am up shit creek, and I am using my tongue as a paddle. We will see if I survive this next turn.
Chaos Space Marines, turn 3, end of my movement phase. We have the cultists failed their leadership, and at the end of the command phase, the Tellermorph there took that objective from me. It did not matter though, because we owned 3 across the table. 2 of them being within Ron's territory, so I gained an extra 3 points for each for a big 15 primary. Over here, we had the Plague Marines come walking closer to the Neophytes. At the end of the movement phase, the Genestealers did come in. Turn 3, Chaos Space Marines. Harkin Squad just moved over a little bit. We might throw a grenade. We might just shoot the Sanctus. We shall see. In the middle, everything has moved over into place. We're gearing up for some charges, for some shooting. Over here, we had a Vindicator touch into the terrain, hopefully able to shoot this Jackal Alpha, giving me another 3 assassination. Things in this side corner are kicking off as well. We brought in over a Vindicator to hopefully shoot this 20-man, and to top it off, Carrick's Moore Squad is moving in for that kill. End of turn 4. Chaos Space Marines, turn 3. The Cultist, in the fight phase, was able to clean up the Tellermorph. Over here, we shot a little bit, we charged, we took out a couple guys, and we lost a Plague Marine for our troubles. On over here, the shooting did work out. We did get that Sanctus, took it out. Middle, we did a lot of shooting, we did some charges. Going in deep over here. The Mutilators, along with the Chaos Vindicator, was able to take out all 20 of the Neophytes, but failed to kill the Benny. Over on this side, we elected to do no shooting, as far as I can recall, because we were attempting for a charge with Carrick Moore. We failed it, and then even on a reroll, we failed the 8-inch again, which is just. The Vindicator over here charged the one lone Genestealer, which we were able to take out with the Chaos Vindicator, which Ron has spent 6 resurgent points, and has dropped the token over here on this flank, putting perhaps this side at risk. We shall see. Also, score-wise, I was able to score 10 additional victory points for killing 3 characters, one of them having 4 wounds, so gaining an extra victory point for it. I will not score a grievous blow until the entirety of that Neophyte unit is taken out and the character is attached to it. So, I gotta take her out to get some more points.
Genestealer Cults turn 3. We drew some cards of various objectives. We have Behind Enemy Lines, which I basically already have. I have Burden of Trust, which I haven't burdened anybody yet, but I'm going to burden those Genestealers back there with that back objective. I am going to burden... I'm going to double check. I am going to burden this Achilles Ridge Runner with the objective that he is on. And I am going to burden this unit with that objective. Yep, that's it. Anyway, movement phase. I left them right where they are. Didn't want to risk Overwatch. I brought out my boys with the rock saws, coming for that booty. These guys scooted over to just outside 2 inches to almost guarantee that charge. We brought in the Flamer Bomb, who is going to give Huron a little bit of a haircut, hopefully. We brought back 3 models in this unit. We moved the Genestealers here to do the trap action. And that is it. See if we can score some points this turn. Genestealer Cults round 3. Okay, this round I was able to actually regain just a hair of momentum. These fine gentlemen blasted Carrick Morn all the way to oblivion, maybe twice. Then we have over here, my Genestealers came in, only were able to shred one of them, surprisingly enough. My Acolytes came over here and really just didn't roll too well. I was able to put 3 damage on it, which is a good start, These guys absolutely barbecued that unit, taking out 2 and wounding 1 down to 1. Over here, we were just kind of noodle fighting each other. I got 1, he got like 3. Yay. These guys did their action, death trapping it, scoring me 5 victory points. I also managed to draw behind enemy lines and Burden of Trust. Burden of Trust is ongoing. Burdening. These guys were going to burden here, but they couldn't make their charge. So I'm holding on to Burden, but I did get big behind enemy lines with those 2 units. Moving on to Chaos turn 4.
Turn 4 for Chaos Space Marines. This is a end turn summary of everything that happened. A lot of stuff, lightning fast at this point in the game. Cultists failed their leadership, decided to get off the objective in case Ron wanted to come over and kill them, which I think he will. Heron Blackheart also failed his leadership check. Rolled a huge advance, came over here, and we lost one chosen along the way. Ended up fighting the Neophyte squad, taking them down. They're not looking too good. The Land Raider, I was hoping was going to drive over here and gain me some more primary, but Ron, with his Patriarch, battle shocked everything within 12 and cost me an additional 2 victory points there. The Land Raider did shoot and put everything into the Acolyte hybrids with hand flamers. Took out a whole bunch. We'll see if that even pans out later. Good news for me. We did epic challenge the Patriarch with Vastor after he made the charge. We ended up taking him out, and between the Mutilator and the Plague Marines, there's only a single Genestealer left. Over on this flank, our valiant Chaos Vindicator shot into combat with his Siege Cannon and other small arms. He has the ability Siege Shield to shoot into combat. We ended up taking out all the heavy mining tool, melee guys in the shooting phase. Did a counter charge upon the Achilles Ridge Runner. We'll see how this pans out. We did no wounds to each other. Over on this flank, we did a whole lot of shooting. We charged, and we have taken this 20-man down to what you see before you. Turn-wise, we scored a big 12 primary, and then an additional 4 secondary points for killing a character with 4+ wounds. As well on this flank, a Cult ambush marker was used, and Ron brought back 10 more Genestealers. Probably eyeing up these objectives. See how this pans out for me.
Well, we got some good news. I have now officially scored higher than my last game playing Genestealer Cults, so it is a move in the right direction. With that, I'll show you what happened. I moved those guys up, did the action here. I daisy-chained those guys out to do the action on that point, and still own this point. These fine gentlemen came in over here and moved up just to do the action on this point. Over here, I brought in my Acolytes with pistols to try and get a charge and maybe finally end that for Bring It Down, but I failed the charge twice, both times with 8s. My Genestealer over here valiantly took another wound off of that Mutilator, but got crumped by Vastor for his troubles. My squad of Neophyte hybrids over here has put in some serious work. We have scratched Huron's armor. We lost the whole squad, but due to the attached rule of 11th, that squad still considered to be alive because of the Primus. On to turn 5.
End of turn 4, Chaos Space Marines. Turn 5. Well, we did a lot of moving, we did a handful of shooting, and we did a whole boatload of combat. Heron's unit, in the fight phase, ended up taking out that Neophyte squad, scoring me an additional 4 points for a grievous blow. We had Vastor the Archaeophane move over and then charge the Acolyte hand flamers. We epic challenged the hero, taking him out, but one Acolyte did survive. This Land Raider shot these 5 Genestealers, Pierce Drain Genestealers, did absolutely nothing. Over on this flank, we had the Plague Marines move over, declare a charge against these Genestealers. Didn't do a whole lot. We killed one, we lost one in return. Ron did a really smart move by, when this guy drove up, attempting to target these Genestealers, he had a reactive move strat, and we got out of the line of fire. So they are still very much alive. Between the shooting and the charge of the Red Corsairs, we ended up taking out the other 20-man Neophyte with the Benny inside. Over here, between shooting, we ended up taking out the Acolytes with the mining tools. Took them down to 1 man. The Mutilator charged the vehicle, taking it down to 2 wounds remaining. He did fail his Dark Pact, taking him down to 2 wounds remaining. Other than that, it was a big 8 additional primary points for me.
The end of turn 5 for the Genestealer Cults also heralds the end of the game. I drew Engage on all fronts and Display of Might. So what I did is I, over here, charged in, managed to deal 6 of the 8 wounds in melee. Not quite enough to bring it down. I survived the collapse over here. I did end up losing these 5 gentlemen. They tried to flamer him, they tried to attack him, but Vashtor was just too strong. These guys successfully cleansed, giving me little and also helping me with Engage on all fronts. Him wiping out those stopped me from getting big Engage. These fine gentlemen backed out, pulled 1 CP, and recharged the Plague Marines, getting me into this corner for Engage on all fronts. It also had me kill a unit on a trapped piece of area terrain, getting me even more points. The game finished at 87 to 64. This is the highest score I have scored with Genestealer Cults thus far. I am happy with it. I'm going in the right direction. That being said, I made some incredibly GSC rookie mistakes. I only dropped in 1 Neophyte bomb to deal with a Land Raider. Last game, that worked. This game, nope, not even close. I only scratched its paint, and even then, barely. Like, they can fix that with a pen. I misplaced my original unit of Genestealers right here. I miscalculated how far his tank could pull up to get line on them. That was just a straight up misplay on my part. That's kind of stuff I'm going to have to watch out playing this high difficulty army, especially on something like Disruption, which is a high difficulty disposition. That being said, I'm scoring more points. I broke 50 this game. I'm not disappointed in my performance other than those 3 major misplays. I had a lot of fun. Genestealer Cults are going to be a lot of fun once I finally get them down to a fine-tuned machine. My opponent was fantastic. He made very, very few errors, if any. I can't even think of any errors off the top of my head. It's a tough army. It's an army he has played till it is a science. He knows his army inside and out. Deadly opponent. I am going to pass you off to Dylan. I would say my MVP this game was honestly somebody who barely killed anything. These guys barely did a damn thing when it came to murdering. This 5-man squad of Genestealers right here probably scored me more points than any other unit on my team. Alright, I'm going to hand you off to Dylan for his post-game recap.
My end cap. What do you know? The good guys have won Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, this is about game 10 to 15 with the Chaos Space Marines. Really awesome. I love the way this list plays. I've been playing it either in priority assets and taken hold. It's been doing well in both. It just pushes a lot of threat right into the middle and the side objectives. And I knew if I push my stuff up really hard against Ron, he would have a lot of hard choices, and he did. My MVP for the game, kind of hard to say. Everybody did their part. I mean, facts. Everybody did their part in this game. So
Anybody? Maybe the Land Raider?
I mean, he did screen out. He had all the troops in there. He knew not to die. So yeah, you know what? Land Raider. He knew what was up. He knew not to die. Survived on 14 wounds remaining. Great game. Great opponent today. So other than that, you guys.